Doesn't really matter. How do you guys feel? We're discussing the lighting, just so y'all know what we're talking about. We're talking about the lighting, whether we should keep the light on or turn it off. We have candles going too. So what do you guys prefer? All right. So tonight we've been discussing some things that I'm gonna share. Not everybody's business, but I'm going to share some things that are very, I think, important because we have had several that have the same thing. And what it is not telling yourself the truth inside yourself. Because when someone says, "How are you?" Now, a lot of times people don't really care. They're just saying that to just be nice, right? But when I ask somebody, "How are you?" I want to know really how you are. I want to know the truth inside yourself because I want you to speak the truth inside yourself. And so when we just say we're good and we speak that inside ourselves, then whatever it is that's bothering us continues to bother us because we haven't faced it. We haven't looked at it. We squashed it down inside of us and we let it marinate so that it can create more of that inside of us. But if we look at it and speak the truth inside ourselves, now you don't have to tell everybody, "Oh, I had to blah, 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 blah." You don't need to go there, right? But inside yourself, you need to speak the truth to yourself. Because then once you recognize what it is that is bringing you to non-peace, I'm going to put it that way, because really that's what happens. We get out of the peace that we have inside of ourselves, and it brings us into this rockiness where we're not feeling quite peaceful and in grace and in calm. So if you don't know what it is that is making you feel like you're on a bumpy road, then it's going to continue on that bumpy road. But if you recognize what it is, you speak the truth, and then you're able to have an understanding, okay, this is what is bothering me. Let's look at why it's bothering me. And let's look at a solution, how to fix it, how to make myself let go of it, how to let myself release it. See, when we do that, then we don't have that feeling inside of us. But until we do that, we continue to have this and we're fighting with ourselves. That's what happens. We fight ourselves inside ourselves. And we can't have this peace inside because we're not giving ourselves loving kindness. We're telling ourselves, "No, you're all right. You're all right." It's like when you have a little kid and they're trying to tell you, "Hey, I got this going on." "No, you're all right. Go sit down. You're all right." But really they have something they need to tell you. Your inner self has something it's trying to tell you. And when you don't listen to it, it's going to continue. And it will multiply. It will come through your windows and through your doors. And you're going to have it until you recognize it, look at it, and release it. And that's truth. And I I have had a couple people today do the same thing, right? They come in, "How are you?" "Yeah, I'm good." "Yeah, no, oh, that's not a truth," right? And you're not telling me the story, you're telling yourself the story. Because really, it doesn't matter what you say to me. It makes no difference what you say to me. Because it's you're talking to. You are talking to yourself. Anything you speak, you're speaking inside your own self. And so what are you telling yourself? What are you telling yourself? You have to recognize that inside. What am I speaking inside myself? Am I speaking loving kindness? Or am I speaking something else? To me, right? To me, to yourself. What are you speaking? Is it loving kindness or is it suffering? You have to determine that inside yourself. I can tell you all day long. Doesn't mean anything when I say it because I'm not you. I'm not you. I'm me. So I have to say it inside of me. You have to say it inside of you. Don't tell yourself a story. Tell yourself the truth. I say it all the time. The truth will set you free. The truth will set you free. The truth will set you free. When you speak the truth inside of yourself, it will set you free. And then you can have this calmness inside. You can give yourself the love and kindness. Don't get hard on yourself because you didn't tell yourself the truth. It's all right. Nobody tells us the truth when it comes to that. You have to go back and do it again and again and again. Get used to telling the truth inside yourself. We're used to telling ourselves those stories. That's what we've been taught all our life. Huh? Somebody asks you how you are, you say, I'm good. I'm fine. Right? That's what we're taught to say that. I'm fine. I'm okay. Right? When inside you're just like, you want to smack somebody. Right? I mean, this is what happens in us, right? Always look at it. Is it a truth that I'm speaking? Is it a truth? No matter what it is. And not necessarily something that makes you angry. It can be something that, you know, you're in denial about, whatever it is. I've had from the moment I woke up this morning, so I know I need to talk about it on here because from the moment I woke up, I've had one right after the other speaking these things inside themselves. They're talking to me, but they're really talking to themselves. One right after the other. Boom, 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 boom. All day long. All day long. And I'm like, okay. So now we got to speak it inside ourselves. We got to tell ourselves the truth, no matter what it is. I can tell you, any truth that you have is going to be better than the lie that you're telling yourself because it's going to set you free. It will allow you to be at peace inside. What happens when we tell ourselves a story or when we lie? It like makes us feel kind of weird inside, right? Because we're not really speaking the truth and we feel like the truth is going to come out one day, right? It's going to come out. And so we got to hide that. And then we got to spend our energy trying to hide the truth instead of just, well, here's the truth. My day wasn't so well. I had something aggravating me to death. Okay, let's look at that then. See, if you face it, then you can look at it and you can say, oh, well, really, that was this. And then you can work through it and get through it instead of holding on to it and squashing it down and letting it grow. That is how really you can do it and you can be at peace. But sometimes we think, that's not going to work, right? We think that how can that work? But it can, because there is something about metta that is magical. It's like a miracle. Metta is loving kindness, right? It can work magic. It can work miracles. It can change even the most hardened heart. This is true. I've seen it. I've seen it work. And I speak it every time we are together. I speak about metta, I speak about loving kindness and how important it is. And it's really important to have it inside of you for yourself first, see, because you can't give what you don't have. So in part of loving yourself and being kind to yourself is the truthfulness inside yourself. Because if you don't have that, then how do you feel when someone's telling you a story and not telling you the truth? Not too good, right? You're not feeling so good about it because you know they're not telling you the truth. You're doing that inside yourself. You're telling yourself this story and you're not feeling good about the story you're telling yourself. See? So we have to go back to the beginning, right? What's the beginning? Opo'opono. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. And I love you. Inside yourself. It's a daily process. You don't get over it. You don't get over telling yourself how much you love yourself and how you're sorry for the things, because daily something happens in your life, right? Daily. Where we live in a society where we are around other people, there's outside influences, there's all kinds of, there's things coming at us 24/7, right? Your dreams, you know, there's all kinds of things coming at you. It's okay. It's all right. We just need to go breathe, let it out, relax, tell yourself the truth, and then be like, oh, I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Because I got a little aggravated with that. Or whatever the case may be. I lost my way a little bit. I got a little aggravated. I fell into that. Whatever it is, go, oh, I'm sorry for that. Please forgive me. Thank you for the forgiveness and for the patience. And I love you. Because we got to be patient with ourselves. We treat ourselves worse than we treat strangers. I mean, this is truth. We don't treat ourselves we give strangers good advice. Oh, you need to love yourself. Oh, you need to be kind to yourself. We tell this to strangers, but we don't do it inside ourselves. We got to do it. We got to do it inside ourselves. We got to be kind to ourselves. And then we have to be kind to everything, everyone, everything. We got to spread it out, right? Because this world is made up of more than just us, right? So we have to be kind to everything. We have to speak in loving kindness. People think I'm nuts. So sometimes I talk to the trees. Thank you for this air you are giving me to breathe with, because that's how we get our oxygen, right? Everybody knows that. But how often do we say thank you for that? Never. Poor trees. We chop them down, take them to a logging place. Oh, I'm sorry for that, right? Sometimes I go by where they're cutting trees down. Everybody's going to think I'm crazy. And I'm saying to them, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that they cut you down. I'm sorry. Thank you for whatever purpose you're going to serve in whatever way you're going to serve it. Thank you. We don't think about this, right? But trees are giving their life so we have a floor to walk on or a house to live in. Look, this is wood right here, paneling, right? A tree gave its life so that we can have this in here. We don't even think about it. It's like, okay, whatever. See, we forget that there's more than just us here. And now we're going to start remembering. So what? Somebody thinks you're crazy because you're thanking a tree. That tree is giving you the air, the clean air to breathe. You should be thanking it, right? We all should. Everything in this world has a purpose. It was put here. It wasn't by accident. It's having a job to do. We all have a little job to do. They're all having a job to do. Sometimes we don't like our job so much, right? Like I have to do real estate. It's not the job that I want to do, right? I want to teach all the time. I'm good at it. I can help people get out of suffering. But I have to do a job that pays me in order to be able to do this, right? That's how I do this, is I do that so I can do this, right? We all want to do something that that helps somebody. Most of us do. And I heard this twice today too. A lot of us don't want to do the job that we're actually doing because we don't feel like it's serving a purpose. But it is serving a purpose. That's why we're doing it right now. See? I got to do what I got to do. So does everybody else. We all got to play our part in this, even though we feel like, I don't want to do it. So don't tell yourself that anymore. This is a story that we tell ourselves. And then it takes us into suffering because we think, oh, this is not what I really want to do. Well, you know what? You're doing really what you need to be doing. And just because you are in a job somewhere that you may not think that you're affecting anyone, that's a story you're telling yourself. Because everywhere you go, everyone you talk to, you affect in some way. Good or bad or indifferent, you're gonna affect them in some way. You walk into a room and you have this energy of loving kindness, you're going to affect them with loving kindness. It's contagious. They'll feel it. You walk in a room, you're aggravated because you got to be there, they're going to feel that too. And they're probably going to feel that anger and take it on. Because that's what happens, because a lot of people don't even understand that process. So when you walk into a room and you got this, and they feel that, then they may back. And then we got a whole room of growling going on instead of a room of loving kindness. See, we got to be mindful of what's going on here because it's affecting here. Always. Always. Whatever you think here, you either have to marinate it or delete it. Right? Whatever comes into this mind up here, we call it monkey mind, right? Whatever comes into your monkey mind, the chitter chatter, whatever comes in there, you're either going to bring it in here and marinate it. You'll bring it in here and marinate it. And if it's good, it's good. But if it's bad, it's creating suffering inside of you. And then you've got to work at deleting it because you got the suffering going on. And when we're in suffering, it's hard for us to see the loving kindness. See, so we're in this cycle of stuff like that when all we have to do, now here's the secret, here's the key to unlock that golden gate, right? It's a key to unlock it. All you have to do is forgive yourself. All you have to do is forgive yourself and give yourself some love. That's it. That's all you have to do. It's deleted. It's washed away. It's gone. Let it go. Let it be. The minute you do that, unless you want to hold on to it, then you can hold on to it. It's up to you, really. And this is a choice that we make, right? Sometimes we make the choice unconsciously, right? We make it unconsciously, and then we get into this funk, and we don't know why we're in it because we've made a choice of unconsciously. Our monkey mind has gotten the best of us and taken us down a road that we didn't mean to turn down. It's okay. It's all right. It's okay. Don't be hard on yourself. Don't be hard on yourself. Be kind and loving to yourself. We all do it. We're learning. We're learning how not to do it, right? We're learning how to give ourselves metta. Even though I speak it and you do it, and then I speak it and you do it, sometimes we forget to do it. It's all right. Sometimes we forget to do it. And we get caught up in whatever it is that's going on that's either aggravating us or making us wander into this never, never land, right? We get caught up and we forget. It's okay. Don't be hard on yourself. Don't be hard on yourself. This is a process. We're deleting years and a lifetime of stuff that we fed ourselves. See? A lifetime. All our lives we fed ourselves this garbage. Now we're deleting it little by little by little. It's okay. And sometimes we don't even know what we're doing isn't in the way to go. Sometimes we don't know. We don't know how to get there. So then when we're taught how to get there, then we can forgive ourselves because we didn't know. It's all right. You didn't know. You didn't know. Now you can begin again. See? Right? Begin again. We did that. We did that at the retreat. Begin again. It's okay. It's a process of beginning, starting again, learning. It's all right. Don't be hard on yourself. Be kind and loving. Because what happens, it's like when you're with a little kid, okay? Let's take children. They're beautiful examples. They're the best examples I can ever think of because they have this pure unconditional love. Even when we're yelling and want to, we're they're like, what? And they have this loving kindness in their soul anyway, right? So when you're yelling at your children and telling them to do something, usually the result that we get isn't exactly the result we want, and it escalates and more, and we're yelling a little bit louder, and you do this, oh, I don't want to do this, you do that, we get that going on, right? But if we start out by saying, hey, I was wondering if you could help me out with something, right? I was wondering if you could come with me. We're going to do this in love and kindness. Oh, the result is beautiful. They're like, yeah, I do want to do that. Even if it's something they didn't even think they wanted to do. If you go, you know what? Come on, come with me. Let's do this together. Let's do this with love. What do you think? Oh, all of a sudden, it's a good idea. With anything in this world, you can do that. That's the magic of loving kindness. That's the magic of metta. Don't be hard on yourself. I'm going to say it again. Do not be hard on yourself. Be patient. Be loving and kind because you cannot do it with someone else until you do it inside yourself. And if you're not loving and kind and patient with yourself, how are you going to do it with somebody else? You can't. Patient with yourself, loving and kind. Give yourself a little bit. I'm not saying give yourself permission to suffer. Don't do that because that's not good for you. That's not good for you. I'm saying give yourself loving kindness and be patient. So what? If we make a mistake, so what? Who doesn't make a mistake in this world? So what? Move on. Recognize it. Know why you did it, right? Inside yourself, you have to have an understanding. Why am I suffering? You have to know. If you don't know why, you don't know how to fix it. See? I learned this. This was a hard one. Why do I have to even think about it? I don't want to think about it. This was me inside myself saying that. I don't want to think about it. I want to be done with it. Don't make me think about it. Don't even make me say it, right? Inside myself, this is what I was saying. But if you don't know what it is, how do you fix it? You have to look at it and know what it is so that you can say, oh, it's okay. This is what it is. Okay, I'm going to forgive myself. I'm going to give myself some loving kindness and I'm going to let that go because it doesn't mean anything. Doesn't mean anything. you know? And there's like this force in this world that tries to wreak havoc in our life, right? Whenever we're feeling good and we're doing good and we've got the love going on, there's something that comes in and tries to snag you and pull you out of that goodness, right? But we don't have to let it take us. All we have to do is recognize what it is and say, "Oh, I'm gonna give myself some love and kindness." You I'm going to give myself some love. This is the steps you have to take, and it's a continual thing. So, if we're not giving ourselves love, we're pretty much not being kind to ourselves, right? So, we do that a lot. We do that a whole lot. We give ourselves all this grief and we're hard on ourselves and we talk to ourselves about, oh, why did I do that? That one, da, 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 da. And we have this whole conversation in our head. Why not flip the script and start being kind to yourself, and the conversations you have inside yourself say, you know what, I forgive you for that. We're going to do better this time, and I love you, it's okay, right? Like you're talking to your friend. You are your friend. It's all right. Tell yourself, I'm okay. I'm going to be all right. I know what it was, now I can fix it. It's okay. Wiping the slate clean, starting over again. You just forgave your best friend. Now, if your best friend keeps coming over and smacking you in the face, you're probably going to go, you know what? You don't need to come over anymore, right? Okay, we're done with that. So be done with that. Be done with smacking yourself in the face and be kind to yourself. Be loving to yourself. That's where it is. That's what happens. That's when the change inside of you really starts taking place. Is when daily, minute by minute, you recognize things inside yourself. You recognize the truth. You stop telling yourself all these little stories that you're telling yourself, and you start telling yourself the truth, because the truth is the truth. It doesn't matter if you say it's not the truth, it is the truth, right? You can say, no, that's not true. But if it's true, you saying it's not true doesn't mean it takes the truth away. It just means you've just told yourself a big fat whopping lie, right? And it doesn't do anything for you. It doesn't heal you. It doesn't make you feel better. It makes you feel worse. So all you have to do is start being truthful to yourself. And it takes practice because we're used to telling ourselves these stories all the time. We're used to it, you know? So we have to practice at telling ourselves the truth and really look at it. Is that a truth? Am I speaking the truth, or is that a story I'm telling myself? Right? And it can be with anything because we do it constantly, right? All the time we're telling ourselves this story, you know? And if you just recognize it and speak the truth inside of yourself, you start healing, you start healing, you start healing. And then the truth just automatically starts flowing through you. It's just automatic. But it takes some practice. We have to practice at it because all our life we've been in the chaos. We've been telling ourselves story after story after story, and then we'll make up a story to go with that story, and then we'll make up another story to go with that story. And then pretty soon we're living this whole world of stories, and we can't even find the truth. But the truth is inside you. And all you have to do is speak it inside yourself. Recognize it and let all the rest of it go. That's all you have to do. Sounds like a lot, but it's really not. It's really loving kindness, metta. That's all it is. Because when you're loving yourself, you're not going to tell a story. When you really love somebody, you're not going to sit and tell them a lie. You're going to tell them the truth about whatever it is. So that's what you do with yourself. All the time, continually. You do it, you do it, you do it. And that little chant that I do after we meditate, right? So I brought my meditation book, and I'm going to read to you what it means in English. because I can remember the words in Pali, but I can't remember the words in English. That's kind of funny, but it's true. So it's metta jeto vimutya. That means emancipation of the mind by loving kindness, right? Ooh, freeing your mind with loving kindness. Mm-hmm. The next one, karuna jeto vimutya, emancipation of the mind by compassion. That's powerful, right? You're freeing your mind by loving kindness, love and compassion. How beautiful is that, right? That's beautiful, right? Mutida, jeto vimutya, emancipation of the mind with sympathy in others' welfare. Ooh, sympathy in others' welfare. We care about other people. We're freeing our mind by the loving kindness we have for others. Beautiful, right? Ubeka, jeto vimutya, emancipation of the mind by equanimity. Cool, right? Staying in balance, being equal, not getting crazy inside yourself, right? You're setting your mind free. Ooh, how beautiful is that? It's beautiful. And you're doing it. How are you doing it? With love, with compassion, with caring about the welfare of others and yourself. And staying in balance, not letting anything pull you away from this loving, kind, compassionate soul that you truly are. That's beautiful, is it not? That's beautiful. That's the secret. It's the key. Being in this loving kindness and compassion. But you have to be in it, inside yourself, for yourself. That's how we change the world. Inside ourselves first. Because then people feel it, they see it, and they want to be it. They want to be that loving, kind, compassionate person that they see standing in front of them. We are the change. We are that. And we're all doing it together, but we're doing it inside ourselves together. We're not alone. We're not alone in it. You know, we're all together. We're all, even though we're doing it inside ourselves, I'm doing it inside me. You're doing it inside you. You're doing it inside you. You're doing it inside you. You're doing it. You're doing it. And what happens is it becomes this powerful, powerful force of loving kindness. It's an amazing thing. I can feel it. Can't you feel it? It's beautiful, isn't it? Ah, that's it. That's all it is. How lovely is that? Free your mind. Free it from the suffering. Free it with loving kindness. Free it with compassion. Free it with sympathy for others, right? Free it with staying here in this peaceful, loving, kind place. It's an amazing thing, it is. And you cannot give it to someone else. They have to give it to themselves. That's the hardest part about it, right? As a teacher, you want to give it to everybody. Here, you take it. I want you to have it. You feel it? Do you feel it? Here, take it, take it. You take it. I want you to have it. You want everybody to have it. I studied with the master monk, Master Tong Bai. He wanted everybody to feel that loving kindness. But you can only feel it through giving it to yourself. That's the hard part about it, right? That's the hard part because we all want someone else to feel it. But we got to feel it ourselves. We got to give it to us. Give it to yourself. Do that. Because when you give it to yourself, then it automatically flows out to other people. I'll feel it, and everybody around you will feel it because you'll have this love just generating around you all the time. It's an amazing thing. That is the secret. That's the key. And everyone has the ability to have it inside them. Like you don't even have to go anywhere, right? It's like the biggest gift in the world, and you don't have to buy it. You don't have to buy it. You don't have to go anywhere to get it. It's right here. It's right here. You just have to change your thought process, right? You have to flip it from the negative things that you've said to yourself into the kindness, the love that you say to yourself. You just flip it around. Because everything has, a light and dark, right? Good and bad, light and dark, moon, sun, right? You just got to flip it. Let the sun shine in. Give yourself that love. Oh, it's just an amazing thing. And it feels good. And people around you will feel it. Oh, it's lovely. I don't know how to, I wish there were words to describe and to really make everyone feel that love inside themselves because you deserve it. Everyone deserves it. And I wish that there was a way I could snap my fingers and everybody would feel it inside their heart and really wouldn't have to work for it. But if you don't work for it, you really don't appreciate it, right? The things we have to work the hardest for are the things we appreciate the most. So it's a journey, right? It's our journey. But then we get to a place where we feel it inside. And we don't even have to think about sharing it because it automatically is shared, right? It's automatic. And the people who aren't there, they don't want to see it because they don't want to see somebody as happy as you are. No, I don't want to see it. And they kind of go away. That's okay because that's their journey. That's their journey. They got to take that journey themselves. And hopefully one day they'll find the love inside of them because it's inside of them. They just forgot about it. But you will find that the people who have the love inside of them migrate to you. They're like, oh, there's somebody that has love too. I want to be there. Yeah, let's hang out. It's a beautiful thing. You got love inside you. I see it. Right? Sometimes they'll even speak it. Wow. I can feel that love going on in you. I love that. Can we hang out? Let's go for coffee. I mean, they'll start. This is really what happens. It's true. They want to go shopping with you or whatever. They do because you have it inside of you, and so do they. And it's a beautiful thing. That's why you have to be tender with yourself and gentle and give yourself this. Because you're working through getting rid of all the garbage that you've had all your life. You had a long time. It's been a long time in there. So it takes a little bit of work and it takes, a big shovel, to get it out. But then once you do, it's a beautiful place to be. It's a beautiful place to be. So let's do a little meditation. We got about 20 minutes left. I'm not going to do a 20-minute meditation, but we'll do a little meditation. And so I actually brought my bowl tonight so that we can kind of start the meditation with this, and then we'll end it with this. But then I'm going to do the metta chant as well. So I'm just going to hit this, and when I hit this, I want you to breathe in and breathe out. We're going to do that 3 times. And as we breathe in, we're going to picture the air coming into our body and flowing through all our cells and down and going out our feet. And as that happens, we're getting rid of all the negative garbage that we've had today and any time in the past. We're going to release all of this from inside ourselves, and we're going to fill ourselves with loving kindness. So that's what this meditation is. We're going to focus on our breath, bringing it in, getting rid of all the old stuff, and bringing in new loving kindness into our soul. Here we go. Take a breath, follow it down. Let it go down through your feet, releasing all the stuff that does not serve you. Taking another breath in, letting it go down through your body, getting rid of anything that does not serve you out through your feet. Taking another breath in, follow it down, let it carry all the garbage out, releasing it out your feet. We're going to thank the earth for taking all the garbage that we just released. We're going to fill ourselves with loving kindness, with patience and compassion, sympathy for other people. Feel that. Let it settle in, that loving kindness, that patience, that compassion. Let it fill your heart and your mind and your entire body. Let it flow through your body, through your veins, through every cell. Loving kindness and compassion. Let it settle in, become part of you. Forgiveness. We're forgiving ourselves for anything in our past. We're breathing in loving kindness and compassion. Breathing out anything that has held us back. And breathing in love and compassion. Now we'll sit in quiet for a minute and let all of this go into all of our cells, the loving kindness and compassion, flowing through every cell, every fiber of our body. Breathing in, as we breathe in, we're breathing in loving kindness and compassion. As we breathe out, we're letting go of everything. I'm going to be quiet for a minute, and you can just in your mind allow yourself to have this loving kindness and compassion coming through to you. If your mind starts to wander, bring it back to your breath. Breathing in loving kindness and compassion. Breathing out anything that does not serve you. Metta Jeto Imutia Corona Jeto Imutia Mudita Jeto Imutia Ubeka Jeto Imutia. Breathe that in, feel it. You've cleaned your house tonight. It's clean. Just let loving kindness be in you and fill you and stay with you. That's all you need inside. Allow yourself to keep it. You deserve it. So, last night in class, I said I was going to ask people a question. What was the question? Does anybody remember? It was something about, I think, how they felt or how it went for them. And I told you to think about how your day went, and I was going to ask you a question. So I'm asking you how your day was, how your practice went, how you feel inside yourself. So I'm not sure if anybody's going to answer. I think we have a couple people on. So you can type in, I think down at the bottom, there's a place where you can type in. So I'm going to say my day was, I'll start with myself because why not, right? I'm going to break the ice like that. So my day was a little bit, I tried to stay in loving kindness all day, and I was challenged with that. Okay. I was challenged. I had somebody come in the restaurant in anger. They were angry. You know, they were like, we had chanting on, and they were like, "What is that?" And I was like, "It's chanting. What language is it?" And I said, "It's Pali." Bali, is that Indonesia? And I was like, no, it's Pali. I know what it is. I'm Buddhist, they said to me. Right. And you should know what the chant is, he said. So, well, I do know what the chant is. He was challenging me. See, he would sit there. It wasn't by accident he came in because I told everybody to stay in loving kindness. It was a test for me to see if I could stay in loving kindness, right? That was not by accident. I said to him, well, I do. It's a protection chant that's on right now. And he said, I don't think so. I said, okay. He said, you should know how to chant it. So I chanted it for him. And he left. When I chanted it, he left. You're right, the protection worked. So sometimes we have things that are thrown at us, and we can either, now I could have got angry and been like, what do you mean? Blah, 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 blah. But I didn't, because to me, it was a little humorous in a weird kind of way, right? That, you know, well, why would you challenge somebody if you're truly, trying to be loving and kind? Okay. So it really showed me, it showed me the other end of the spectrum, which was good. It was a challenge because he was challenging my core, what I know, right? He was challenging me. You should know, right? I do know. At first, I was like, well, I do know, I do know. It's protection. No, it's not. Oh, I didn't know what to say because I knew it was, right? So I didn't know what to say to that. So I didn't say anything. And then he said, you should be able to chant it. And then when I did chant it, he left. So, right, yeah, I did not know them at all. I had never met them before in my life. Yeah, yeah, this is true. So that story really happened. So it was a challenge. And, at first I felt myself go, whew. And then, because I chanted, right? I brought in loving kindness. I brought in I brought myself back to who I am inside myself. So that was my challenge for today. See, we all get challenges. So that was my challenge. So anybody else? All right. This is Anna. Here, let's turn it so they can see you.
It's okay. It's a weird thing. So I did my practice and I got about when I first woke up, which was around 4:30, which I was like, okay, I have a decision there. I can get up or I can go back to sleep. And I got up and I'm really proud of myself for doing so.
I'm proud of you too.
And then I did a lot. And I had coffee, I did my meditation, I did yoga, and then did some reading, I took a shower. It was a whole thing.
Wow.
So I did a lot this morning, which is really nice. And it started off really well. And I had written a card, and in that card, I was basically writing all the things I was grateful for this person. I was like, that's a good way to start my day as well.
Yeah.
See, the rest of the day went smoothly with no problems or no hiccups. So
I'm giving you that hint because I'm gonna go back. This has been Anna's challenge. Okay. She'll come in, she'll say, I woke up at whatever time in the morning, and I'm like, oh, good. Well, did you get up? No, I went back to bed. And so I've been saying to her, right?
2 years.
Yeah, 2 years. I wasn't counting, but I was saying to her, get up. There is a reason that you are being woken up. So get up at that time so that you can, experience whatever it is you're supposed to experience. And I said, don't expect anything. Just allow it to be. And that is what she experienced. Wasn't that beautiful?
And I guess in my mind made up that the meditations were going to be long and that it was going to be tedious and I'd be tired and I'd be fighting sleep. But I was like, after a few minutes, I was like, my mind's wandering, so I'm just going to be done. And then I was like, okay, then do some stretching, and then I just enjoyed my morning.
You did a beautiful job.
I'd say the only time of the day that was challenging was on the way here. A little bit of my anxiety was coming back that I expressed to you yesterday, but I was like, is it really me anxious or is it someone else that's anxious? And I was like, I think it's someone else who's anxious. And then I was like, okay, well, we're done with that. So
good job. See? So, let it go just that quickly. All right. Anybody else?
I mean, my day in general was not bad, but today,
This is Michelle.
hi. I know you can't really see me here. I'll do this. So today I had to confront the truth, and I think that's part of the reason we were talking about truth today is I had to actually speak my truth and begin again today, which is fine. I'm good with that.
So my oh, look at that. I don't know how that happened, but that means it's over. No, it just accidentally, this was over here and this was up here, but somehow. So you don't need to get on the camera. You can do it, honey. You can do it. So my day started out at 4:00 being awakened, and I got out of bed and went in and meditated. I was very sleepy, but I kept clearing my mind doing that. So I meditated for about 30 minutes, and then I went back and I rested again. Got up and took a shower, and started my day off. And my day was going without incident until these flies and. In my house of these flies, and I have tried everything, and I ended up killing lots of flies, and then I felt very guilty that I killed the flies. Okay. Good job, Kathy. I'm gonna say good job. Kathy spoke her truth. But I went on with my thing, and I'm like,
the flies were on my mind all day of how I can get them not to come in my house and not kill them. I mean, because I felt very guilty that I killed them because I felt the smashing of them. I mean, it was gross. So.
I'm gonna say, good job, Kathy, for sharing and speaking your truth. Now you'll have a new way of dealing with it.
These are lots of flies. You didn't hear about these, but there's huge. It's like 40.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that is Kathy's challenge right now. See, sometimes we get challenged by the honest things. Yeah. I mean, we don't know because it's a constant. Once we conquer one thing, right?
See, and I knew killing these weren't right. I knew that it wasn't. But I have been dealing with these flies for a while now.
Okay.
I don't know how they're coming in. They're crawling in through the windows that are sealed. It's like a plague. With at least stink bugs, you can pick them up and you can take them outside, right? Flies, you can't pick them up.
Okay. So, do you want to share it, Donna, or are you good?
I think I'm good. I just enjoyed today. The weather was nice. I got out and did 2 walks and just enjoyed nature.
Good
Today
job.
weather was nice. I made myself,
All right. So we have Vanessa
You
who
can
wants
turn
to
away from
share
me,
with
too.
us. Oh, sorry. We have Vanessa who wants to share with us. So
Mm-hmm.
I am going to try to get her online app so that she can speak. And there she is. This is Vanessa.
Hi guys.
I'm going to turn you up so we can hear you. Okay, speak your truth, girl.
Sounds like Michelle and I were on the same page today. So I thought everything was. I had some growing pains over the last week, but in general, I've been doing really well with a lot of things. And then this morning, I had to tell myself the truth about something that I didn't even realize I was not telling myself the truth about. So
that's usually the way it works.
Yeah, then I had to begin again. There were a lot of little things that came up that I was like, oh, nope, I'm not going to go there with that. I'm going to let that one go. Like I've been, catching a lot of things. And then this one just snuck up on me.
It did the sneak up. It did the sneak up. But
Yeah.
you're not alone in that. It snuck up on Michelle. It snuck up on Kathy. That's how it works.
Yeah, I mean, I pressed pause for a couple of weeks because it stuck up on me.
That's how it works. It sneaks up on us, and then we don't even know what's happening. That's why we have to be mindful, right? We got to have sati all the time. We have to be mindful. We got to keep our mind in check. Know what you're thinking. Know what it's creating all the time. That's important. And if you're thinking anything but love and kindness inside yourself, you need to redirect. Compassion, loving kindness. That's all it continually inside yourself. Right, Vanessa?
Yeah.
So I think everybody has spoken except for whoever's on YouTube who doesn't want to speak, and that's okay. You don't have to speak. But I appreciate you being here anyway. So I think that's it. We're going to wrap it up for this evening. It's a big 8:00. So nice to see you, V. Glad you could join us on this beautiful night.
Hi, guys.
All right, girl. I'll talk to you later.
Bye.
Bye. All right. Good night, everyone. It's good.